Hello everyone, hope you're well. Today I want to give a quick overview on Windows Defender. Now Windows Defender is the antivirus which is built into every Windows PC, and comes in for free as well, which is really nice. Now it is now called Microsoft Defender antivirus, but let's be honest, it's just Windows Defender. You know, I've always called it that. But yeah, let's just go straight into this and give a little overview here on what we can do. So in terms of actually getting into it, is fairly simple. You can either click on here and go into settings, or you might have it pinned. If not, then just settings and just type in Defender, and then Windows Security comes up. Just click open, and here we go. This is what you get when it comes up here. Now with Microsoft Defender antivirus, Windows Defender, right? So basically what it can do is it gives you real-time protection, so you can scan your files, and since it's real-time as well, it scans files as well, ones that you download onto your system, which is really nice. It also has a built-in firewall and network protection, as you can see here. Click onto this, you've got your domain network, your private network, and your public network. You can see the firewall is on, and you can allow apps as well through firewalls if you've got issues launching them. Again, it's very rare if you do, if you're just your average user and using it for your daily tasks. And the thing I really like about it, first thing being it's free, it's very lightweight as well. In terms of what it uses on resources here, you know, although I've got it open, that is it. The anti-malware service executable. It is so lightweight in the background. It may have some Defender stuff as well in here. Security. Again, it's so lightweight. You know, out of everything here, Google is the one that's using the most. Average, 150 megabytes on your RAM. It's nothing. You know, hardly any CPU usage as well, unless perhaps when you're launching certain programs, raise it up duly because it's probably scanning for your files. So I think what I want to go onto the virus and threat protection here. Now when you click onto this, here you have where you can do all your scans. So as you can see, if we go into scan options, I mean, you've got a quick scan here. We click onto here, we've got quick scan, and what this does, it will just check the most common places where like malware would normally hide. It only takes a few minutes. As you can see, the last scan lasted 46 seconds and it scanned 29,816 files. You'll be surprised how many files you get on your computer, especially if you've got a lot of storage as well. Now the full scan, again, it checks all the files and running programs on your hard disk, but this scan can take longer than 1 hour. Again, it is very useful to have. Quick scans are fine. If you are known for going onto websites where you're unsure on what you're downloading, again, real-time protection should be on, so it can detect it. However, if you're known to maybe going on certain websites and maybe clicking some links and whatever, maybe you just don't know, I would always just recommend doing like a full scan once a month if you're quite active on going certain websites where they're not particularly trusted. And then if you click on here, you've got custom scan, where you can go and choose selected folders that you would like to be scanned. But again, you can also do this by just going onto here. So let's just say, click on my SSD here, RuneLite. I can click, right click, show more options, and then I can scan it with Microsoft Defender. And then when I do that, it will take it up here. There we go, customize scan running, and it's scanning all the files in the RuneLite folder. Again, I know it's safe because RuneLite is a plugin or an add-on for RuneScape, but that was just an example there. And the antivirus Microsoft Defender, or an offline scan, what that would do, it would restart your computer and it would scan particular files before Windows fully loads. This is mostly for like viruses or other malware that is embedded into your operating system. Again, a very, very, very useful tool. So going into device security now, as you can see, I have core isolation turned off. What core isolation does is it separates the critical system processes from the rest of Windows, and then what that does, it just makes it harder for rootkits or kernel level malware to take control of your system. Again, it is very, very good to have on. As you can see, mine is turned off. Now, the reason why mine is turned off is because it does lower performance when gaming. This computer is about 90% gaming than it is for your average user who's just going to be browsing the internet and doing work on there. It will always be enabled on Windows 11. Windows 10 had it turned off. And I remember specifically when a lot of people upgraded to Windows 11, they did have a big performance drop, and that was because of core isolation. Again, if you've got quite powerful processor, I'm sure the difference is not major. I'm only running 6 cores on my 5600X, so I think I will probably see more of the negatives from it when gaming. And as well, it can always have compatibility problems. When I've seen a few threads online, people, when they've updated certain drivers, something's not working, and usually it can be because of core isolation. Again, it's a double-edged sword, really. But my rule of thumb is, when it comes to anti-malware, antivirus, any sort of software given to you or that you've bought or pay a subscription for, a lot of it comes down to common sense. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're browsing online, you need to understand the safeties on what you're looking at, what links you're clicking on, what you're downloading, and where it's coming from exactly. Everyone has been a victim of this, even the ones who are really on top of the latest sort of viruses or trojans or anything like that. It happens to everyone at the end of the day, so there's nothing wrong if you did get a virus. It's completely normal, you know. Throughout your lifetime, you're probably going to get one virus on your computer, because they are very pesky and they can hide themselves really well. But again, when it comes to it, I always would just say, just use a bit of common sense. Just always double check what you're clicking on, who is it from, and I'm pretty sure you'll be alright. So the next thing I wanted to actually touch on as well is the Microsoft Safety Scanners tool. Now, what this is basically just like a portable anti-malware software. It is created by Microsoft, and you can download it. All you got to type in is MSERT, and it will always be on the top search result. And again, depend on your system, 32-bit, 64-bit. Click on it, downloads will pop up. This is a very useful tool to have if, say for instance, a very nasty virus is blocking you from using Windows Defender, as this is like a backup. It doesn't have many bells and whistles as the Microsoft Defender, but this is still a very, very useful and important tool to have. However, it does expire, I believe, after 10 days. So the download would only work for 10 days because the virus definitions are built into the file. So it would be always wise just to download a fresh copy. So the last time I scanned it, I scanned on one of these was months ago. It was. So again, I had to re-download the latest version or a fresh copy. But yeah, that is literally it. Again, it's just got the simple stuff: quick scan, full scan, and customized scan. No offline scan, but it's still a very nice backup tool to have. Very lightweight, and again, it's portable. You can pop it on a USB. Say if your friend or someone at work's got an issue, download this at home, go in, pop it on USB, go into work or whoever your friend, and pop it into their computer, and then you can start using it. So yeah guys, that pretty much wraps it up. It's just a quick overview of Microsoft Defender and their safety tool scanner that they have. And yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. Please remember to stay safe online. Take care.